5 minutes for an opening statement, and we will begin with Attorney General Holder.
Thank you, Chairman Klobuchar, Ranking Member Blunt, and members of the committee. I want to thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today. You know, for as long as this country has existed, there have been two opposing forces that have fought over how we define and confer the rights and privileges of citizenship, freedom, and equality. Every step that has brought us closer to universal suffrage has been met by those, often by those who are in power, who want to maintain an unjust status quo. Much in the same way that Reconstruction was followed by the era of Jim Crow, the progress won by the Civil Rights Movement, including the Voting Rights Act of 1965, has faced a multi-pronged assault that has sought to take us back to an era in which politicians, not the people, pick who wins and consequently who can participate in elections. The events of the past few months have brought into stark focus what has been true for too long. There is a large and powerful faction in this country intent on retaining power and who will bend or break the rules of our democracy in order to do so. The attack on our system of government did not begin or end with the insurrection at the Capitol on January the 6th. For years now, politicians have spread the same lies about voter fraud and advanced falsehoods about the integrity of our electoral system. The fact is that there is no evidence of widespread or systemic fraud during the 2020 election or at any other time. Yet state legislators around the country have used these baseless assertions as a pretext to introduce, as we've heard, more than 250 bills in 43 states that would restrict who can vote. This new wave of bills is the latest step in a decade-long project to systematically chip away or outright eliminate key protections for voters in a way that has undermined our representative democracy. Too many Americans, and particularly people of color, face discriminatory and onerous barriers to vote. The For the People Act is a necessary and appropriate response to both the erosion of voting rights and the advancement of special interest. The combination of unprecedented partisan gerrymandering during the 2011 redistricting process, the wave of voter suppression bills passed in the wake of the Supreme Court's disastrous Shelby County decision, and the flood of dark money unleashed by the court's Citizens United decision have all combined to create a political system that does not adequately represent the desires of the American people. The For the People Act is the right remedy at the right time. This bill recognizes that the best solution to abolishing the undemocratic trinity of issues plaguing our democracy, gerrymandering, voter suppression, dark money, is to get rid of all of them at once. By creating a baseline of protection for voters, rooting out corruption and dark money, and ending the practice of partisan gerrymandering, this Congress can create a fair, level playing field in our electoral system. This bill also makes evident that Congress should pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, which would update the formula for determining which jurisdictions are subject to federal pre-clearance. Now, taken together, the For the People Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act represent the greatest pieces of civil rights legislation since 1965 and are badly needed reforms that will strengthen our democracy. Now, despite what opponents may say, this bill would not favor either party. To the contrary, it would create a level playing field for the American people. The reality is that no matter what political party you support or what policies you advocate, your voice will be stronger if politicians are required to be responsive to your needs. Now is the time for Congress to exercise its constitutional authority to protect the structure of our representative democracy. Ensuring a true representative democracy is how we advance equality, opportunity, and justice in areas where too many Americans are still let down, left out, and left behind. It's how we make every vote count and how we make every voter count. It's making the determination of what kind of country we want to be, one closer to its founding promise, or a nation turning away from our democratic ideals. Passing this bill will be a critical and necessary step to restoring power to the people where it belongs. Thank you.